Hey class, welcome back to another class with Mr. Thompson. I hope you guys had a great weekend. This week we are actually starting a new unit. So without further ado, I want you to take a wild guess as to what we're going to be starting out. And to kick us off, we're going to watch a video to start us out for this unit.
Would you stop? You're making me nervous. Dear Tim and Moby, what is drawing? How is it different from sketching? I would like to know. From Sylvie. Drawing is a way of making an image by marking lines on a surface. There are lots of ways to do it. You can use things like pens, pencils, crayons, chalk, charcoal, pastels, and markers. Some artists draw on special art paper, but you can pretty much draw anywhere. Well, maybe you shouldn't draw on the wall. Drawing is different from painting. In a painting, lines of liquid are applied to a surface with a brush. In a drawing, color is applied directly to the surface without a brush or liquid. Well, that means the artist can't mix colors before using them. Instead, they mix colors on paper by putting them so close together that the eye mixes them. But actually, drawing doesn't have to use color. If you've ever doodled in your notes in class, you've drawn. Lots of drawing is abstract, like a doodle. It's something from your imagination and not a copy of reality. But drawing can be representational, too. Representational drawing means drawing something the way you see it with your eyes. It's like trying to capture real life on paper. Yeah, it's a little harder than it sounds. Artists will often start by breaking their subject down into shapes. Lines usually come next, since all drawings are made up of lines. To make shapes look realistic, you have to draw them with the right perspective. Perspective drawing is the placement of lines and objects in a way that makes them appear to have depth. Certain angles make things seem three-dimensional. And by varying the size of objects, you can make them seem closer or farther away. To help with perspective, you can use shading techniques like hatching, which uses lots of lines really close together, and stippling or dotting. As a final touch, you can use erasers, tissues, soft cloth, and even your finger to smudge or soften lines. Well, no, not all drawings have to be worked over so much. A sketch is a quick drawing. It usually looks kind of loose, with lots of overlapping lines. Sketches usually aren't meant to be finished, but artists and other people sometimes use them as ideas for future paintings, drawings, or sculptures. Yeah, I guess it is kind of like taking notes with pictures. The sketchbooks of some artists are works of art in their own right, though. Leonardo da Vinci and Edgar Degas both left sketchbooks with some really famous images. Yeah, when you're famous, this will be worth a lot when you're famous.
Yeah, so guys, we're going to be actually starting a unit going over both drawing, but we're also going to be going over a little bit of creative writing as well. So if you haven't figured it out yet, we're going to be starting a graphic novel unit. So what that means is we're going to be doing drawing, we're going to be doing some writing, and we're going to be putting it together with the story. So earlier in the year before we took a break, a lot of us started off reading the book March. So I want us to be able to read a graphic novel and try our best to create a story and produce a graphic novel all our own. Okay, so we're going to be starting our graphic novel unit. And without further ado, to start us off, we're going to be going over some basic drawing principles. Okay, so to start us out, we're going to be going over the first basics, which are hatching. We're going to start off by going over hatching. Let me get this video queued up. So what is hatching? Hatching is using lines closely together in a drawing to create a shading effect. Hatching lines, the lines do not overlap. That's very, very important.